Hi, there's a great performance against Atletico. But one could argue that there was no pressure on the game because of the scoreline. There's going to be a lot of pressure in this match. How do you think it was going to happen?
No, it was the pressure. Who said it was not the pressure? It was a pressure because they wanted to pass. So different kind of pressure, yes, but if there is no pressure, there is pressure even in the training every day. So this is part of the life. So I believe the most important was what I said before. For the Sunday, in this moment, was necessary to have this kind of performance, to give them what they missed until now. This confidence that we have this game and that we do what we want to do on Sunday. So
you said that there's no advantage from Forest playing last night.
No.
But they are still in Europe, and whilst Tottenham aren't in it, there's going to be extra games.
Yeah.
How much would you be fine with, or even hope that they could go all the way in Europe to cram up their fixtures?
I didn't understand this last part.
How much would you be happy with Nottingham Forest going all the way
Of course.
Europe, so they would have more games?
Of course I'll be happy. And this is normal thing. This took energy, for sure is help for other teams, but sometimes even going up in a European competition gives something else, gives some confidence, some energy, you know. So sometimes it's not always they took away from you, especially when you have two squads, like two players, two teams. If you don't have injury, it can be advantage, or even, you know, to pass this next round, because it gives some specially energy in dressing room.
Vicario is not in the Italy squad. You said the other day about, you know, you can either cry about things or you can react in a good way. Does he have that mentality that will show that he will respond in a similar way to this?
Yeah, of course. Or he make one very good save in an important, you know, part of the game that I saw him in progress. He's rising. I see him better and better.
And just lastly, at Liverpool, there was the moment with the player liaison officer, Alan Dixon.
Yeah.
And we saw it again against Atletico Madrid. First of all, can you clear up, did you think it was Arnie Slot the first time? And secondly, do you feel from now on, every game, as soon as you haven't lost since those games, that
no, I didn't. No, now we start with this time we make on purpose, because what happened? My son, who is 20 years old, said, in Croatia everybody laughing with you because you did this mistake. I said, what mistake? No. I said to him, do you know who is the guy? No, I don't know. And I said, no, it's Alan Dixon. I'm spending with him all days together. So I come out and he stand in the front of my bench. So what other coach can be there, you know, in front of? It's my zone, training zone. He was there. I come into him to make a joke. If you understand, I come from this side, I touch him, and go other side. And when he turned, I was not surprised. I was laughing there. So and especially, you know, I can imagine in Croatia, because maybe they don't know who is Alan Dixon, but in England they know that I don't recognize the guy who I spent every day 10 hours. So I come out and I don't know, it was like a little bit ridiculous. Now we did it on purpose to make a joke, because now from now on I call him Arne. It's not anymore Alan, it's Arne. But this is how it works. This 2026, it's about news, you know, we went to have fun, it's part of the world of today, but sometimes it's really ridiculous, you know, and I cannot understand this. But you need to invent some news, you know better than me. You are that part of this discussion, you know.
Well, just lastly, I mean, any chance it will continue? No, not next game.
We will see that. Okay.
Can I also just go back to Richarlison? I was wondering if I could get a bit of an insight into what he gives you in a tactical sense, kind of playing up front. Does he allow you to go more direct? Does he offer a different dynamic?
Yeah, I think he's a player who can give most of him in central position. Even his past was playing on the sides. but I believe that more close to the box, he's better he's.
And in a psychological sense, Richarlison, he seems someone that really plays with emotion and really connects with the fans. Just how important can those qualities be as well?
Yeah, because he's a good guy and care. I didn't know him from outside, with this tattoo and everything, it can be like, but really amazing guy, very calm, very caring of the squad, very willing to help the teammates, always very generous the way he play, so happy to have him.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.